Hi everyone, this is Esther with EP Self-Defense Initiative. On Wednesday, we had the opportunity to bring in Dr. Jorge Hevia Orozco from Cria Hogar in Merida, Yucatan, Mexico. Cria Hogar is a nonprofit that works with young men dealing with behavioral issues. And the reason we brought him was because we wanted to look at the dark side of desensitization. The question we wanted answered was, does porn affect the brain?
Let's start saying that porn addiction started at an early age, right? And before 18 years old, 90% of boys and 60% of girls are exposed to internet pornography. Decreasing levels of sensitization is associated with increasing rates of watching SEM, prefrontal cortex. We know that it's the most forehead area of our brain.
Does having less dense gray matter mean that there is less ability to change the way the brain thinks and functions?
The function is going to be changing. It's going to have a relationship with the level of connectivity and the level of package of the gray matter, right? But it's watching continuously material with sexual explicit information, right? This person is going to start continuously feeling the reward and the pleasure, the compulsion, and the perseveration. Is going to provoke a less activity in the frontal cortex. Frontal cortex is related with the subcortical areas that is related with sexual emotion. It provokes a kind of kidnapping of the activity in the frontal areas. Well, my ability to produce a modulation and my ability to produce an emotional balance is going to be affected. There are a lot of ethical concerns. That's why there is not a lot of studies that looks for brain basis of sexual arousal in adolescents. And there's going to be a lot of factors, right? It's gonna provoke that this is not absolutely happening in the brain of each adolescent that watch pornography. And we mentioned before, we mentioned the cortisol, that is going to provoke a change in the configuration of our brain. The aggressive behavior is going to be present in the adolescents. The more time a person watch pornography, the less connectivity between cortical and subcortical areas. Well, there was a paper that mentioned about soft pornography and hard pornography. There's no difference between that. But it's prevented with higher degrees of social interaction and social bonding. It's a problem, it's not a condition. It might be considered as a problem because it is reflected. Watching sexual relationships, it produces less satisfaction. Very, very open and warm and comprehensive with adolescents, so they can have the trust to come with us. It won't be helpful if I get mad about that, because conversation is gonna turn from being awkward to be nasty. The language of a male and a female is different. Me as a scientist, I will rather not to say it's bad or it's good. I would say it's not convenient for the brain. There are some papers that how porn affect social environment, right? And then on an indirect way, it might produce some level of mental illness. It has problems in their social life.
Such an important topic that we don't really get to see a lot of. We get to see the porn, but we hardly ever get to talk about the impacts or the impact that porn has on our brain. If you have any, or if you need to reach Dr. Orozco and ask him any more questions,
you can find us on Facebook and Cria Hogar. Cria Hogar is the page, and the homepage is Centro Cria, and you can find me there, and we can keep talking about that.
Well, thank you everybody for joining us. I don't want to take any more of your time, so thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.